What's poppin' YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Astro Finesse. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie, back with another video for y'all. And in this video right here, we're going to be talking about if you have Chiron in the 11th house or the sign of Aquarius. And I'll pause for the cause. If you don't know how to find your Chiron placement, if you're a new subscriber, if you're just starting off your journey of self-love, self-knowledge, self-understanding, if you don't realize why it's so important that you have to look at yourself through astrology, you have to study yourself through astrology, and overall love yourself through astrology and numerology, don't worry, I got you. There's a couple of videos, I'll put the link in the description. You have to watch them first to become hip to the knowledge of what I'm about to talk about right now. So if you look at your birth chart or your natal chart, it's the same thing. And you realize you have Chiron in the 11th house or Chiron in Aquarius, the video's for you. So without further ado, let's get it poppin', shall we? Now you already know before I start, I'm going to give y'all a list of some celebrities so y'all can visually see what Chiron in the 11th house people look like and act like in reality. Then I'm going to have a list of celebrities that have Chiron in the sign of Aquarius. So to start, we got Albert Einstein, Will Smith, Chris Brown, Halle Berry, Halsey, Thomas Edison, Steph Curry, Keisha Cole, Sarah Jessica Parker, and John Cena. And now these are the celebrities that have Chiron in the sign of Aquarius. We got Madonna, Michael Jackson, Steve Jobs, Prince, Sade, Whoopi Goldberg, Magic Johnson, Angela Bassett, Spike Lee, Damon Wayans, and Edgar Allan Poe. Alright, so boom, Chiron in the 11th house, Chiron in Aquarius. First of all, what does Chiron mean? What does Chiron represent in our birth chart? So Chiron in our birth chart in astrology, depending on the house it's in and the sign it's in, shows us which area in our life or what kind of energy we come into this reality already with a vulnerability, already with a weakness, already with an insecurity about ourselves, already with a wound about ourselves. It shows us where we have to work on our inner healing, and after we have worked on our inner healing and have looked back through our childhood traumas, our childhood experiences, because it stems from what happens to us in our past life or our childhood. After we have healed these things, we are then able to liberate ourselves and help liberate others in the process. It's considered a wounded healer. It's not a planet, it's an asteroid orbiting in between Saturn and Uranus. So to put those two energies together, you get the Saturn energy, which is the pessimism, which is the being hard on yourself, which is the voice in your head saying you're not good enough or you can't do it, which is the boundaries, the limitations. And after you have understood your weakness and have healed from these boundaries and limitations, the Uranus energy then gives you a key to unlock your liberation, to liberate yourself, to liberate humanity, those around you, to be progressive and to do something in a different way that will help humanity as a whole liberate everybody else around you. So it's considered a wounded healer, and where it got the wounded healer name, I gotta take y'all way back in the Maybach to a Greek mythological story to where Chiron originated. So to start, Chiron's father Kronos, or Saturn, had a reputation for eating his children after they were born, because Kronos, or Saturn, was a god, he's immortal, and he was afraid that him giving birth to other gods, that his sons will overthrow his power when they get older. And his fear was true, because one of his sons, Zeus, actually grew up and overthrown his power. So Kronos is out looking for Zeus, and he came across a nymph named Philyra. And now Philyra did not want nothing to do with Kronos. She was just minding her business, doing her thing, and all of a sudden Kronos wants to get with her. So in her trying to run away from Kronos, she turned herself into a mare or a female horse to run away from Kronos. Kronos is like, nah, I'm not having that. He turned himself into a horse to get with Philyra. So forcefully, he got with Philyra, and out came Chiron. Now remember, Philyra did not want nothing to do with Kronos, so when Chiron was born, looking like a half man, half horse, half human, half god, looking all different, she was ashamed of the act in general. She was ashamed of the way the baby looked. So he's a bastard child. Nobody wants him. Failure did not want him at all. So he's an abandoned child at this moment. So out came Apollo. Apollo was a god of light, god of enlightenment. He had all this knowledge and information. He saw Chiron by himself. He put Chiron under his wing, taught him about herbs, taught him about healing, taught him about poetry, music, astrology. He taught him about things that would help him, Chiron, become himself a master healer, a master teacher. So from Chiron being abandoned at birth, being under Apollo's wing, he himself became a prominent figure, healing of the gods, teaching of the gods, and training of the gods. He became a master healer. That's where the healing energy came from. So fast forward, one of Chiron's heroes, Hercules, was in a fight with other centaurs. And a centaur is a half man, half horse. And Chiron looks just like a half man, half horse. Except Chiron, he was a more reserved. He actually wore clothes. He wasn't animalistic like the other centaurs. He wasn't drunk and, lustful like the other centaurs. He was actually like, a well-reserved kind of centaur in a way. So he was accidentally hit in the hip with a poison arrow from Hercules. And I remember Chiron is a master healer, a master teacher. His father, Kronos, is a god and immortal. That means that Chiron himself is immortal. He cannot die. So that poison arrow that he got was a wound that he couldn't heal himself. He's a master healer, master teacher with a wound that he cannot heal himself. That's where you get the wounded healer effect coming from. So fast forward, it went to the point that the pain was so unbearable. He pleaded and begged the other gods, please let me die. Please let me be immortal so I can actually pass away and get this pain away from me. So that's what they say when his wish was finally granted, that they say the constellation of Sagittarius in the sky or in the universe came about when Chiron was actually laid to rest. So all that put together, all that shows you where Chiron originated, shows you where the wounded healer name came from. So what does that mean for you and your birth chart? Chiron shows us our wound, like I said. When we heal from our wound, we'll be able to heal others. But understanding that we still have that wound inside of us. So we have to really work extra hard to pinpoint the problem, pinpoint the childhood experiences, the childhood traumas, the childhood tribulations, pinpoint these problems, heal from these things internally, and then it will give us the key to unlock the potential to heal others that are going through the similar situations, the similar experiences that we went through in our younger years. So what does it mean having Chiron in the 11th house or Chiron in Aquarius? We already know Aquarius energy is all about, connections, friendship, internet, innovation, being different, being eccentric, being yourself, going against the grain. Most likely, or I said most likely, but mostly it's going to be about the group dynamic. Remember, Aquarius, the 11th house, is a group dynamic. Opposite of Aquarius is Leo. Leo, 5th house, is the I am, the me. Or is the singular, singular sunshine dynamic. We got the singular 5th house, then we got the group 11th house. So what does it mean having your wound in the 11th house, having your wound in Aquarius, having your wound here? So stemming back to your childhood, you could have grew up in an environment where, like I said, the group dynamic, friendship dynamic, when it came to going to school or your peers or just groups in general, you could have felt that obviously you don't belong, or obviously you just could have felt like you're different. But the wound really stems from you trying to express your individuality, trying to express a different idea, trying to just show people that, look, this is what I believe, or this is what I think, or this is what I feel is right. Showing your own innovative way of doing something. Then it got shut down. You got bullied. You got made fun of. Like, you're so different. You're so weird. Or you could have just found it hard to actually find a group of people you actually connect with. You could have seen yourself every single year in school, forcefully trying to fit in different type of groups, looking around, seeing people be with the same groups every year. But you have to always try to find yourself, finding it hard to socialize and fit in, being in groups just because you want to be looked at as normal, but internally you don't feel like you belong with them. So a lot of times with this placement, the wound is your acceptance to be accepted in a group, because deep down inside you are so different. And what could happen if you don't heal from these wounds is you walk around in life feeling like a true loner to the max. And it's not a loner like you're a loner because you're different and you have a plan and you're kind of focused on your mission. But it's a loner because you're afraid to actually, you're insecure or you're sensitive to actually make friends, to actually get in group dynamics, to actually be a part of something because you feel so different. The fear stems from you being afraid to actually get out there and to actually socialize and actually get and find your soul tribe, to find your group that you fit in with. So like I said, the childhood wound, the childhood trauma is being accepted for who you are originally. And a lot of times it could play out that you find yourself forcefully trying to fit in, being fake just to be in groups so you can feel like you're normal. It's like everywhere you go, you find it hard to actually find a place, to find a group of people that you truly fit in with. You could have had a best friend in the beginning and all of a sudden it falls out of nowhere. So then your sense of worth, your sense of like value within yourself when it comes to friends and dealing with people, it's like, damn, I'm just so different. I'm so weird. I can never fit in with a certain group. I can never have like friendships that last. There's something wrong with me. You could have these like pessimistic Saturn type boundary limitation type thoughts about your self-worth when it comes to group dynamics, when it comes to being in a friendship circle. When it also comes to expressing your innovative ideas. A lot of times you can have a fear like, you know what you're thinking, you know your idea is going to be progressive, is going to be different, is going to be eccentric, is going to be amazing, but you're afraid that it won't be accepted, you're afraid that people will look at you weird. So that is the wound that happens with displacement. So what happens when you heal from these wounds? What happens when you actually look at yourself and say, no, I know I'm different, I know I'm eccentric, but I know my mind can actually create new innovative ideas. I'm not going to be afraid to go against the grain. I'm not going to be afraid to break the rules, I would say. Because anything that has to do with innovation, you have to do something different. You have to go against the grain. You have to break the rules. You can't really follow the norm or fit in when you're trying to do something innovative. And you're here to be innovative. You're here to actually express your individual self and to attract others that are like you. Then that's where you get your own sense of having a group dynamic. A lot of times with displacement, these people will try to find their soul tribe, trying to find a group to fit in, trying to find a place where they fit in. But you're supposed to actually express your true authentic self, and your group, your soul tribe will actually find you. You're supposed to kind of create your own type of group, create your own type of circle, create your own type of friendship dynamic circle of people that think like you, that are like-minded like you, that are weird and eccentric like you, because you know what it feels like to be left out. You know what it feels like to be seen as an outcast, to be seen as weird. So you kind of like being around people that also felt like that. And that's how you kind of heal yourself from feeling so left out all the time. When you can finally actually get a group dynamic that you cannot think, when you can finally get a group dynamic that you feel that you fit in, that you feel that you're a part of, that think like you, that are like-minded like you. And also when you can actually express your innovative ideas without the fear of it getting rejected, without the fear of you looking weird, you looking dumb, you looking so like, whoa, what's that person talking about? You have to be able to freely express your individuality in group dynamics. The worst thing to do is try to forcefully try to fit in places that you know you don't belong. Trying to forcefully trying to get people to like you. Trying to forcefully doing things. You could be the type to, like I said, you could, if you're a true loner to the max because you're afraid to make friends, you could forcefully go against the grain. You could forcefully just be against the world, so people look at you different. And I put Edgar Allan Poe in the celebrities list. I remember back in high school we actually read like his stories and all that, and he was like a true loner to the max. He was like a person that really felt so weird and alienated from the world. He was really like secluded to the max. He had like his own weird ideas, but he just really kept it to himself and his diaries and all that. So that's one negative way it could play out, is you could really isolate yourself to the max because you're afraid, insecure, and weak when it comes to being able to blend in and be in group dynamics. So like I said, the key to this is y'all be the perfect person, the perfect candidate for being being a leader in your group dynamic, looking around those in your group and actually helping other people that feel like they got left out, that feel like they're outcast, helping them feel accepted, because you know what it's like not to feel accepted. You're the person, you're the type that has to make your own group dynamic. Don't try to find places to fit in. Create your own soul tribe, create your own organization, create your own community, create your own group that you will feel at one within yourself, because you can express your own innovative ideas freely. You can be yourself freely. You can be your own weird, eccentric self on a free manner without having the fear of it being rejected. And once you're doing this, you realize like it's healing for you when you can actually express your ideas in groups. It's healing for you when you can actually be yourself in groups. It's healing for you when you can actually, attract people that think like you, and you can actually like share ideas with them. Being around like-minded people is going to be healing for y'all. Being around people that you don't fit in with, being around people that are not on your vibration, and just being around them because you want to feel accepted, or just being around them because you just want to be looked at as this guy's normal, or this person or the female is normal. Being around people that are not on your level is going against your Chiron placement. It's stabbing your wound even deeper, because when you're around them, you already know, like, I don't vibe with y'all like that, vibrational wise. I don't really think like y'all like that. I feel so outcast anyway. I feel so different anyway being around y'all. It's like y'all keep stabbing that wound of feeling outcasted, feeling different, feeling weird, just feeling out of place in different group dynamics. So instead of trying to fit in to other people, make your own. Create your own by expressing yourself authentically, putting your Batman signal out, putting yourself out there in your own true authentic ideas, putting it out there, and you'll see those that like it, those I think like you, those that are like-minded will naturally gravitate towards you. And then that's where you feel healing, when you can actually share ideas with them, be a part of something that you created, be a part of something that's like really true to your authentic self. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to be different and weird on a fake way. You can actually be your true self. So that's my video on Chiron in the 11th house. Hope y'all enjoyed that. My next video is going to be my last video, Chiron in the 12th house, and that's what I have, and you already know I'm about to go in. If you have subscribed to my channel, appreciate all y'all for real, you already know. But if you still haven't subscribed yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and handle that one time for your boy. Don't forget to drink your water, mind your business, and be safe out here. It's your boy Lil Finesse Jiggy Hippie. I'm going to see all y'all when I see y'all. Peace.